They often say that the safest place in the world is your own home. But what happens when you realize that, right inside that very house, something was already there before you even returned? Something that is waiting, not to welcome you, but to watch you slowly rot away in fear. I am not telling this story to confess. I am telling it to warn you. Because right now, as you are listening to my voice, it is possible, just possible, that the thing is standing right behind you, leaning close to your ear and smiling. I still remember that day clearly. My father's black car rolled slowly down the gravel road, bringing my sister and me back to the old wooden house isolated in the middle of a field of reeds. My father, the man behind the wheel, was silent as a stone. He didn't say a word the entire trip, his eyes hollow with exhaustion and fear. I gripped Y's small hand tightly in the back seat. Her hand was ice cold, trembling incessantly. Y was afraid of this place. I could feel her chaotic heartbeat transmitting through my skin. Y was afraid of the painful memories this house held prisoner, and above all, she was afraid of that woman. "Don't be afraid," I whispered, squeezing her hand. "I'm here. I won't let her touch you again." She appeared. Our stepmother. She stood there, vibrant yet out of place in an expensive silk dress. The smile on her lips was perfect to the point of being artificial, like a porcelain mask that could shatter at any moment. "You two are back?" Her voice was high-pitched, echoing in the empty house. "I've cleaned everything. It is exactly as you left it." I walked past her, pulling Y straight upstairs. The creaking sounds under my feet sounded like bones shattering. In the old bedroom, I saw the panic in Y's eyes. I swore to myself, I would be the fortress protecting her. I would fight that witch until my last breath. But back then, I didn't know that I was walking into a trap with no exit. The following days were a series of silent psychological tortures. The first dinner took place in a thick, suffocating atmosphere. The sound of silverware hitting porcelain plates was shrill and spine-chilling. S sat opposite us, constantly putting food in Dad's bowl, playing the role of a gentle wife so well it was nauseating. She completely ignored Y's existence. No plate, no greeting for my sister. "Why didn't you set a bowl for Y?" I slammed the table, breaking the deadly silence. Dad looked up, his eyes holding sheer terror as he looked at me. He stared blankly at the empty chair next to me, where I was certain Y was sitting, curled up. Dad's voice trembled. "Who are you talking to? Are you going to play along with her too?" I screamed. "My sister is sitting right here. How can you all be so cruel?" My response was only silence and Dad's helpless sigh. As for S, she just smirked, sipping a glass of red wine that looked like blood. That night, the strange sounds began. As I drifted into a fitful sleep, footsteps, thump, thump, echoed down the hallway. They stopped in front of my door. The door slowly creaked open, sluggish and heavy. I shot up, drenched in sweat. Y's bed was empty. I rushed out into the pitch-black hallway. Soft sobbing drifted from S's room. I sneaked closer. Through the crack in the door, I saw a dark pool of liquid spreading across the floor. A metallic stench rose up. The next morning, I saw bruises on Y's arms. Fingerprints clearly impressed on her pale white skin. Y wouldn't say who did it, she just cried. But I knew it could only be her. I realized I couldn't just defend. I had to attack. I started noticing the pills Dad secretly slipped into my water. He said they were vitamins, but I knew damn well they were sedatives. They wanted to turn me into a crazy person to cover up the stepmother's crimes. I secretly spit them out every night. I needed absolute clarity. The breaking point was when I found my beloved canary crushed to death, thrown inside the refrigerator. Its blood stained the ice tray red. S stood leaning against the kitchen counter, holding a glass of crimson juice, looking at me with a challenging gaze. "Who do you think you are protecting?" she whispered, her voice slithering like a snake past my ear. "Take a good look at this house. You are the one who brought the bad luck here." I lunged at her, grabbing her silk collar. I screamed, questioning her about Y's wounds. But her strength was strangely overpowering. She pushed me to the floor, sneering, "You can't save her. She's dead." That sentence was like a knife stabbing into my brain. I ran away, dragging Y into our room and locking the door. In my head, the fragments of memory began to shake. Why did Y never eat? Why did Y never speak to anyone but me? And why, every time I looked in the mirror, did I feel like a stranger to my own face? That stormy night, everything shattered. I heard Y scream a gut-wrenching scream from S's room. "Help me, sister." There was no way back when my sister's life was threatened. I grabbed Dad's golf club, rushing forward like a mad beast. I smashed the doorknob of S's room and burst inside. The room was empty. Only the large wardrobe was shaking violently. Bang, bang, "Why, I'm here." I rushed over to pry the door open, but then I felt a blast of cold air down my spine. I turned around. S was standing there in the middle of the room, dragging a large blood-soaked sack. Fresh blood oozed out, painting a long streak on the wooden floor. "What are you doing? Where is Y?" I screamed, swinging the club at her. S laughed maniacally, throwing the sack at me. I fought back frantically, smashing everything around me, screaming in despair. Suddenly, a rough hand grabbed my shoulder. Wake up!" It was Dad. His eyes were filled with extreme panic. The space suddenly fell silent. There was no storm. The room was trashed, and I was standing in front of the mirror. I looked at the reflection and froze. The person in the mirror wasn't wearing my pajamas. The person in the mirror was wearing S's red silk dress, lips painted crimson, hair pinned up high. And in my hand, it wasn't a golf club, but Y's battered doll. Memories flooded back like a waterfall, washing away all my defenses. Y was dead. My sister died 3 years ago, in that very wardrobe. There was no evil stepmother torturing us these past few days. It was me. I have dissociative identity disorder. Because the pain and regret over her death were too great, I created the image of Y to talk to, and more horrifyingly, I cast myself as S, the villain, to punish myself. I beat myself. I locked myself in the wardrobe. I strangled the bird. I created this war. It was all just a bloody play taking place in my tattered mind. The naked truth made it impossible to breathe. My father knelt sobbing. "Y is dead, my child. Wake up." But I didn't want to wake up. This reality was too cruel. Why should I live in a world where I am a killer, a failure? I stepped back, shaking my head violently. I looked toward the dark corner of the room. There, Y was standing. She no longer had bruises. She was smiling and waving at me. "Sister, let's go. Don't listen to them." I smiled. That's right. Their world is full of lies. Only my and Y's world is real. I wiped off the smeared lipstick, took off S's dress. I walked past Dad, past the shards of reality. I grabbed Y's invisible hand. "I'm coming." I walked out of the house, straight into the pitch-black night. I chose madness to be happy. I chose to live forever in this nightmare, where I am still the brave sister protecting her sibling. You think the story is over? No. I am still here, in this darkness. And I want to ask you one final question. Are you sure the person in the house with you right now is real? Or are they just a shadow of a memory you created because you were too lonely? Be careful. Something is moving beneath your skin. And when you look in the mirror tonight, make sure the person looking back is actually you. The closet door behind you just creaked open. Like and subscribe if you want me to keep this secret for you.